For that to change, for there to begin being healthy boundaries, requires discomfort. And it's in that state of discomfort that the misunderstanding, misplaced onto the other person, that it's their responsibility to not cross a boundary. Wrong answer.
Welcome to Aloha Speaks, home of Malama Aloha Pono with Alexander Noman.
Aloha, Alex here. And this topic, healthy boundaries in a dysfunctional family, hit me just before I hit the record button. Like, what is my qualification? It hit me earlier as well. And my qualification for all of these videos has basically been my multiple addictions. And I stick with that mostly. I have mentioned a couple times about the couples and small groups and large groups that I have worked with over the years. This is the first time I'll mention I do have receipts for thousands, over 2,000 one-on-one sessions. And by now, past the receipts, it's quite a bit more than that. I don't like to claim anything like a pat on the back kind of a thing. That's not. Although it does play into this, because it's an oxymoron in the parentheses. Oxymoron. There's no such thing as healthy boundaries in a dysfunctional family, from my understanding. Where I'm coming from here is that I come from a dysfunctional family. I've avoided this for so long because I'm not wanting to disparage my family. I love my family, and every member in my family I love dearly. If there's someone dysfunctional in my family, it's me. I'm going to own that. This thing about boundaries is something I haven't taken on because I have nothing negative to say, nothing disparaging. But there is an importance to address this because it's rampant, this issue about healthy boundaries. It gets confused in me with, okay, I'm going to set a boundary, that it has something to do with the other person being impositioned. It's always, going out there. Like as if they're the one who's crossing a boundary. It gets mixed up because I wasn't brought up to have that understanding. The practice wasn't there. Once it's been day after day after day after day of a lack of boundaries, that's one of the indicators of a dysfunctional family. And it's possible, and I've seen that over the years, for someone in a dysfunctional family to claim, I'm in a functional family. I don't come from a dysfunctional family. And, we have plenty boundaries, when in fact, all the people around, the people in relationship and close to them, that is one dysfunctional family. There are no boundaries there. It's that denial that is most difficult to see past for the person who's in that place of what I call sickness. For me, I never even knew what a boundary was until getting into recovery. So the constancy of daily, no boundary, gets ingrained over childhood and the young lifetime, to where it's the subconscious then takes over in the adult life, for me, to where that's the way it is, no boundary. And for that to change, for there to begin being healthy boundaries, requires discomfort. There has to be discomfort. And it's in that state of discomfort that the misunderstanding, that it gets misplaced onto the other person, that it's their responsibility to not cross a boundary. That's wrong answer. It's the same difference as the pilot of the aircraft who's telling everyone, make sure you put your masks on first before you help someone else with a mask. And people know that, and people say that all the time. Okay, yeah, that's well understood, but what does it look like? It's a metaphor, but what does the metaphor look like when it's in practical usage? And in Malama Aloha Pono, there's the 6 segments. There's the denial there, so there's the segment 1, the admit and honesty, and where it ends up, they're all together. All of the areas of resistance are working at the same time for me, but that where the bullseye is that self-love, getting over that low self-esteem that I carry with me, and ending up with that self-love in segment 6. And it's that's the boundary. The way it looks to set the boundary is for me, not them, me, to turn Netflix off at night, turn the YouTube off at night, stop doing what is holding me back from taking care of myself, and get to bed early enough so that I can get up early enough to avoid the distractions that are going to keep me from that time of silence and stillness that I daily need. I talk about Prem Rawat, that generously gave me those techniques for that time, that hour, that I have to have no distractions, but it's on me to do the things to set that boundary and say, I have to have this peace, not put it on somebody else. And for everything else in my life that is it's not it's selfish in a sense, but it's selfish in the way that the mask goes on first before helping others. It's in that light. It's a love boundary, and still it's to switch from the patterns that have been set in not only childhood, but through my adult life, following the lack of boundaries. It's discomfort. And discomfort to change that pattern back to where it belongs, with the self, not in a greedy, selfish way, but definitely putting that self first, healthfully. The payoff is indescribably impactful. I can't even say. It has to be experienced. Aloha.